Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to another vlog. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're taking care. I'm out for a walk. As you can see, it's evening. This is Friday night. So I'm trying to record these like the day of or just roughly a day before, whatever. Man, that sky is beautiful behind me. But yeah, today was a bit of a lazy day for me. So I decided to come out this evening instead, which is fun. It's actually been a week since I've been down here. Okay, let's see here. Let's take a look at the view. So if you watched last week's video about the water festival, this is the bridge that I was walking across. The guys are shooting off bottle rockets across there. So this is a beautiful area. It looks like the lights are revamped from the last time I was down here, which is really cool. I don't know what is going on up here. It looks like something's going on. It could be Christmas lights for all I know. I keep on getting asked if there's any Christmas decorations. I'm like, I don't know. Can't tell you. We got lights for things here. Don't know if it's necessarily for Christmas. You know, not like it's a huge celebration around here. And I did have some friends asking people jogging. It's a definite yes. I know there's people that are exercising here. This is the time of the day when folks do a lot of their exercising and whatnot. So this is, well, it's what, around 6 o'clock at night? Yeah, it's just after 6. So it's cooling off. The day is winding down. It is a Friday, so the weekend is upon us for a lot of folks. So, and then there's folks like me where it's just the another day, another beautiful day in Cambodia. I do love wandering down here. When I first arrived at Siem last February, my hotel that I stayed in was just back over beyond here. And so when I came in, I crossed the river and I was like, oh, that was so pretty during the daytime. And then I decided to come out at night because I was told to get street food was on the river. So I was like, okay. And then when I came out here, I saw the lights. I was like, holy cow, this is something different. So it's beautiful. I just love it down here. I have right from the start, and I still do to this day. What is going on with this camera? I swear, it does the goofiest things. I have it set. I had to do a factory reset on it over the weekend because things were acting fool on it. And now it's doing a couple of other weird things, like the selfie mode or the, follow me, face tracking isn't working, right? Or the other thing that's happening that the screen is like flipping on its own, so it'll go from being a wide screen to being vertical screen. I'm like, that's not what I want. So I don't know if this thing is just showing its age after here, but it's acting up on me. I've got a few things that are acting up on me lately. I got to get my motorcycle serviced again. When I got it serviced in Phnom Penh, and I got the tank and all that fixed, the old guy that was fixing it, the starter worked fine when I got there. Like, start, like you could hear it. And I don't know what the hell he did, but it went from working to not. And he rewired it. So ever since then, every now and again I'll be on the bike, I'll be driving, and then the starter will kick in again, like it's trying to start the bike. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I'm thinking, it's like, I wonder if it has something to do with how he wired it, like there's a short in it somewhere. Well, I went to get on it today. It started, I got like 15 feet and it did that again, and then it kept on doing it. So I'm like, yeah, this is no longer a good situation. So, and the funny thing was, I was leaving to go film the sunset with the drone. Yeah, I was finally going out with the drone, and I was going to a little spot to go and see the sunset, go and film. So it was too late for me to go and take the bike to go get it remedied. So I decided to pack it all in, and then decided to try to figure out what I was going to do tonight. So I did talk to my landlord, and he did mention a mechanic nearby that is really good, speaks very good English. So hopefully that already. I think part of the issue was language barrier. The last one. I think he was. I honestly think he figured he bit off more than he could chew when he started to fix it, and got overwhelmed. I'm not faulting him for any of it. You know, shit happens. So, thing is, the bike starts up all the time, so I don't have an issue with it. You know, it does what it does. It just starter just wants to keep going. So whatever. And I'm still on the same tank of gas I bought when I was in Phnom Penh, which is bizarre. Like, did I get like a magic tank of gas? Like, how far have I driven on this thing? Like, it's been about a month now. Over a month. Is it? No. Yeah. A month. Wow. That's crazy. Crazy. Now, I mean, I don't drive it all every day, and I don't go very far when I do drive it. So, I mean, what? $3, and I put it maybe 75, 80 kilometers on it, maybe 100 kilometers. I don't know. Can't tell you, but I don't know. But anyway, let's get this off of me again. Let's take a look at what we got. The beautiful walk down here. Now, when you come, this is just coming off the highway back where we were. And if you follow the riverfront all the way down, it will take you down towards Pub Street and Old Market and all that. Okay. I just love this area. It's like this too, 2024. Sometimes it's lit up, sometimes it's not. I think this sign gets a fair amount of abuse, poor thing. I feel bad for it. It's beautiful though. It looks nice in the screen, so that's nice. I like this statue too. So last week when I was here, this section was where I was walking. So I'm basically following the same trek I took last week, except this took me, I would say, a half hour to walk through, or maybe a little bit longer. It was not going very quickly at all. Okay. Loud sounds. And I do believe that some of these areas back here were open, so I think that there were bits and pieces behind here that I've never been able to see before. So it's always gated and closed off. So okay, that sound was dude over there, I think on a skateboard. Yeah, awesome. I do love skateboards. I should say I did. I will not be getting on another one again. Considering my track record with things, I'll be like, yeah, I'll just fall. Cause myself more damage than I'm worth. Oh man. This here. You do not fall in love with this here. Honestly. It's such a beautiful area. That's the other thing too. I'm starting to think back, because on November 30th, it will be 1 year that I left. I actually think the 29th should be the day, because I left, I think, the day prior. Because it was 30 hours of travel for me. So, oh yeah, but I arrived on the 30th. Maybe the 28th. Because I think I lost the day doing it. I can't remember. I'd have to take a look at my booking. But yeah, it was the end of November. I know I arrived on the 30th. So that's my mother's birthday. So that one is etched in stone in my head. So yeah, I think I left on the 28th back in Canada, and I arrived here on the 30th. But yeah, I've got a lot of that thought going through my head, because you know, I probably figured when I left I was going to be gone for 6 to 9 months, and the intention of moving was not at the forefront of my mind. It was something sitting in the back. It's like, is this going to happen, or what am I going to end up doing? And then Thailand was fun, but didn't click. I started to click when I got to Siem Reap. And then when I was back here and I started to apply for my visa is when the gears started to roll into motion for me to look at this as a long-term thing. And the longer I stay, the longer I know that I'm staying. Yeah, I was looking at the news back home, and I just saw today that in December, the government in Canada is repealing the GST and HST. So basically, they're removing taxes from all goods being purchased in December. And I know it's a ploy and a push to increase spending on. This is a little nuts. This is what I'm looking at here. It's a little traffic. Yeah, we'll just go this way. So anyway, I know that it's a government ploy to get folks to spend money for Christmas, saying, oh, you don't have to worry about taxes. But cost of living in Canada has just gone up so horribly. I'm talking to some friends back home, and they've seen like rent increases in Toronto of like $300 or $400 a month, year over year. The restrictions that were put into place during the pandemic, when they got lifted, the landlord just went, okay, free for all. And so folks are just strapped. Cost of everything has gone up. I got out a good time. And I even thought I left too late when I did. So here I am, living in the kingdom of wonder, having an amazing life, and still living off some savings that I had from Canada from last year. It's just like, how the frick did I do this? Because if I hadn't been, if I'm not working in Canada, living there, I would have been broke by February. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. There would have been no question. My cost of living of everything, and it's sad. And I feel for some of my friends that are back there that are, feeling stuck. I got a lot of friends that have, followed the dream of, buying the house, and, they extended themselves thinking that, this is how you need to do things, and now they're stuck. The bills are outweighing everything that they've got. They're sinking every month, and there's no savings left for a lot of them. And the equity that they got in their homes is almost gone a lot of times too. So, because as much as people are trying to sell, sometimes they're like, well, where am I going to go? And I know what I'd say. Take everything you can, sell it, get out, come over here. But this is not for everybody, and I absolutely get that. I know it's a rare person that is able to just uproot themselves in their entire life and leave, leaving friends, family, your comfort of your home, comfort of your country, all that kind of stuff. It's not simple. It's not an easy thing to just go, I'm out. I know in our heads it's like, oh, it's, that would be the great thing to do. But it's not simple. And the only reason it was easy for me, because I've been nomadic and transient my entire life. I moved all the time, 6 months to a year was how long I stayed in any single place all my life. So for me to come over here was just like, oh, and that's the thing too, is like I had uprooted myself from Canada when I was a kid, I moved to the States, to America. We moved to Florida. And at that point, in that time of my life, that was a huge deal. You know, we'd always heard, well, not only heard, like we'd been going to Florida for years since I was a kid. I was even a kid when we moved. Who am I talking about? But Christmas was always gone to Florida. So that had been like the dream spot for us, was to go to Florida. And then we had the opportunity to move there. It was like, oh yeah, we're taking it. So, you know, I was used to moving in Canada. This is the first time we went to another country. You know, so everything was different. You know, the education system was different. The accents were different. The people were different. How they did things was different. And so I had to acclimatize myself to a new culture. You know, and you think, oh, what's the difference between Canada and the United States? It can't be that big. It's huge. It's a huge difference between the two countries. Especially when it comes to the education system. Because, you know, I wish I was making this up. Like, I do. My first day of high school, I go in and I'm in a world geography course. And they are just starting on Canada. And I had a teacher ask me, wow, you must be so excited to be here and have access to electricity and telephones. And I'm like, what? And she's like, because you guys don't have that in Canada. You live in igloos. And I was just like, I was in shock. Because as a kid in Canada, we knew everything there was to know about, you know, what it was like in the States. Because our TV, our education system, everything showed us. Like, I knew all the states. I knew all the state capitals. You know, I knew about American history. I knew about the Canadian history tied to American history. And then I got there, and it was like, there was like this barrier. And if it didn't exist within the country, it didn't exist in their education system. And I was just like, this is bizarre. So luckily for me, my grandfather gave me a bunch of books, and Reader's Digest had basically it's like a book that was the Trans-Canada Highway. And each page took on a section of it. So it showed the towns you went through, some of the landmarks, some of the history. But it went from the east coast of Canada to the west coast. And it was thick. And so I brought that in. And I gave it to the kids to take a look at. I'm like, this is my home. This is where Canada's like. And the kids ate it up. The teacher ate it up because like they're like, oh, we didn't know. And it was just baffling to me that I was in a country where it was so starved to learn something more about their neighbors. There was nothing around them. They just didn't get the information. And it was an eye-opening experience for me. You know? Again, I'm not belittling anybody, you know. It's nothing to do with the teacher, nothing to do with the students. It's just the system. You know, just the education system that was in Florida at the time. And it didn't get any better. My sister is a couple years younger than me, and she still faced some of those issues later. And I'm like, how is this even possible? You know? But I mean, even in Canada, I mean, we go where there's this hour is 22 minutes, and there's a couple of comedy things, and they would go, you know, to New York or Los Angeles and ask the most bizarre Canadian-styled question and getting their people's opinion on, you know, what to do. And just people's responses to it was, as a Canadian, it was hilarious. But as a person, it was appalling, you know? Because you have to understand, is like, these people are not responding out of ignorance. They just don't know. It's like they're not closed-minded or anything. They just don't know. And I'm trying to cross this. This is a lot of traffic. It's like people are making up for last week, I swear. But to get back on point, I moved a lot. And so that instance in Florida where I'd found that people didn't know about where I was and where I was from, about my country, showed me that I needed to understand and learn more about other people, other cultures. And so it's one of the reasons why, as I'm traveling now, you know, I try to get as much information from the locals and as I can. And I try to adapt and not to try to bring anything from North America and try to make that stick here, because I came here to get away from all that, and I love it here. I honestly do. And I would hate to think that my influence would mar or change any of that. It would be sad. It would be a sad, sad, sad thing. So here we go. This is the street food down here. We're close to Old Market, not too far away. Just for perspective. I've eaten down here a bunch of times. Food's good. It's busy too. I think you can get anywhere from $1.50 to $4 or $5 for things, depending on what you're getting. I enjoy it. It's all good stuff. Yeah, let's try this again. Smoothies are great. I love smoothies. I know there's a stall down here sometimes that has great skewers. I don't know if they're open. I might pick up some tonight. Take them back with me. Don't know. But I've rambled enough. I'm going to go and enjoy myself and just continue wandering around and putting in my steps. I'm around 10,000 right now for the day. It's not bad. Taking a look. I think that's the place. I don't think that they have everything that I'm looking for. Oh well, I'll keep wandering. But anyway, I'm going to call it here. A ramble. It happens. Sometimes plans don't go as you plan them. Adapt and enjoy. But anyway, I'm going to call it here. If you guys do happen to like my content, please feel free. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you are still here and you are so inclined, we link over here. Other my videos. Anyway, see you guys soon. Take care, buddy.